What's up, traders? Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, Florida. How you guys doing? So today was a pretty crazy day. Let's take a look at SPYs. We're having some volatility of the lifetime right now, and it's a really good trading environment for somebody who's a scalper, I guess. I had a really crazy week. On Monday, I traded really well. It was one of my best days of all time. On Tuesday, I got a little carried away, I got a little cocky, and then on Tuesday, I had my worst day of all time. I was really upset, and then on Wednesday, I was trying to make it back, and then I had my worst day of all time again, even worse than on Tuesday. So I had a really tough week. On Thursday, I took a break from everything and was just thinking about like what I can improve upon and stuff like that. I figured that I was taking very unnecessary risks. I was holding positions um, way too long. I was holding positions massively in the money, unrealized gains, and I would take them overnight, and the next day they would gap on me, and I would take either a loss or get out for break even, and hence the big losses on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I was thinking about it on Thursday, and I figured that I'm gonna be trading around core. Um, Go back to my style. The way that I make my money is, I short into pops and I cover into washes only half, and I reshort into the pops and I cover into the washes only half, and I kind of trade around the core, um, having always having some on, but also shorting and covering where it's appropriate. And today it worked out really well. I might have my best day of all time right now. I have to run my fills, figure out how much fees I'm paying because I traded quite a bit today, but might be definitely in top three. So that really paid off while taking a day off and kind of thinking about what I should improve. The day started off. I wanted to start it off slow, so I started trading dry ships. So dry ships gapped up a little bit, selling off yesterday and gapped up a little bit today. So I started shorting right here in this consolidation, right in here, and then I added here, covered into the wash, reshorted, I believe right here, and then covered into the wash, reshorted again, covered into the wash, and reshorted somewhere in here, and then covered everything in here. So really easy, no headache type trading. That kind of in the morning, that gave me enough PNL and confidence to size up in some of the other stocks. So we like to trade SSR, short seller restricted names, and a lot of them were in play. So WFT was one of them. That was the one from yesterday, and oh my god, I traded a lot of volume and it had a decent, really nice range. So that's an oil name, and a couple of other oil stocks were also SSR, like CHK. This one hit SSR right here today and rallied from there. NBR, another one, SSR restricted, really nice range. Um, so the way I was trading these is I was using two things. First is relative strength. So I was watching an index. I have this proprietary index right here that I'm watching for oil and gas, and also XLE, which is the energy ETF. So those three, because they're SSR, the dynamic of the level 2 works a little bit differently, and it lags a little bit behind the ETF and the index. So if I'm watching all three of them, and also an ETF and the index, and then I see that the ETF starts to move up, the index starts to move up, the level 2 on the offer starts to get thin on one of them, and then a buyer steps in another one, I'm getting long, and I'm getting long all three of them. And it's the type of name that has a thick quote, right? So you could buy really a lot of shares. You could buy a lot of shares, and it moves 3, 4, 5 cents at a time, 3, 4, 5 cents at a time. And we actually knew who was buying the stock. So whether it is that we wanted to short it, or we wanted to sell it, we could always sell it on the offer. Pretty much almost always sell it on the offer, this one, WFT. So this is my biggest winner. Somebody was buying the offer just pretty much like unlimited amounts. Even when XLE was dropping, everything was dropping, somebody was just buying the offer, and I was able to short the offer like as much as I wanted, pretty much. And then, you know, it would drift down, and then I can scale down on the way down. So this was a really nice one. CHK was, I started trading CHK once it got restricted. I actually shorted in here. I knew that they would probably push it down to hit SSR. I think 53 was exactly SSR, maybe 54, maybe 53, exactly SSR. They hit it and then they rallied it from there. And this happens, this pretty much happens very often, like more than half the time they hit SSR and then they rally it up. So once the short didn't work, I started getting long, and I was pretty much long the whole time. I gave back a little bit over here, but this was a crazy long. And NBR, same exact idea. You know, big buying steps in, and you can just buy the mids or wipe the offer. And then as long as Spider, as long as XLE, like they were also following SPYs. So everything was following everything today. So if the market is going up, you wanna get long, right? Because like towards the end of the day, these were my biggest trades in these rallies. So right here and then right here, being long WFT, NBR, and CHK. Those, I think this here was my biggest trade, one of my biggest trades ever probably. I was long massively here, and it just kept going up, Right here I was always also long, pretty decent size. Another one, CBL. This is another one that was SSR, and excuse me. There's also very unusual amount of buying and selling on the offer, on the bid, so I was able to get, you know, short the mids in here and short the mids in here, you know, get a nice big position, and then it would really drop. So I caught a lot of these big drops and some of these big rallies when the bid gets thick, the offer starts to get wiped. So it's all a level 2 play. All four of those stocks were a level 2 play in combination with relative strength. So that gives me a very strong bias where it's going to go. So I can actually get long or get short pretty much everything I'm trading, and everything just drifts in my direction. So really easy, no headache type of trading today. Excuse me. Also, an honorable mention is plug. I actually traded in the morning. I caught this short here, and I left it alone, and I just switched to a different chart, and obviously that was a mistake, because that would have been a really nice payday also. But overall, I'm very happy with today's trading. It's a really nice way to go into the weekend. So the takeaway for from this week is always trade around core. Don't try and go for the home run. If it's an A+ setup, maybe have a bigger core, but always trade around the core. That's kind of my style, and that's what works for me, and I'm going to definitely stick to that in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe button, share the video. Feel free to ask questions on Twitter. My handle is Chocana Trader, and thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.